just see where this goes. This was we just had a discussion with one of our groups in a sorry, just interrupted. We just had a discussion in one of our groups in the Becoming Your Authority program, which is a year-long program we go through, and a discussion came up, and it's a question I would like to ask each of you to consider for yourself. If you're not free to leave, are you actually free in staying? Within our own life and the relationships that we have, if we're not able to, if we're not at ease with leaving at any particular time, am I actually experiencing freedom in staying where I am? You see, for many of us, we get caught up in making promises to other people that at times we become obligated to and believe that we must do, that we must be. If I'm not free to leave, if I'm not free to express myself and in each and every moment as it arises to explore what I am I living in a place where I've become restricted by what I've become attached to? What am I obligated to? If I'm not free to leave a relationship, am I actually free within the relationship? That freedom comes from a deep understanding of our own self. What is it that I want? How do I respond to certain situations? How aware am I of the things that inspire me, that bring joy to my life? At what point of priority do they exist in my life? Are they sitting well beneath my obligations, expectations, or requirements of others? As I live in a space where I am maintaining a promise or an obligation to someone else, do I suppress myself and stop being free in my expression? Do I start playing a role? When I don't allow myself to explore what I am in each and every moment, what is it that I'm committed to? So for many of us, as we come to a greater understanding of our own self, is when we first come into a relationship, it is the clarity on which we make an offer on what we enter into. To be able to recognize and find a level of freedom in our own life and the people that we love and want to spend much of our time with, we can also find the very opposite, that we want a great amount of space. And it might not be from that person, it might not be in disregard or hate or a lack of appreciation or acceptance of that person. It's in the inability that I've got to express myself and recognize that I take responsibility for the freedoms that I either have or I don't. A true relationship is something that people grow together within. As soon as growth doesn't occur within a relationship, that relationship starts to dissolve. And for some of us, we then compromise ourselves and restrict what we are in order to fulfill that role, that safety, that thing we've become attached to, that thing that has given us status, that has defined us, that makes us accepted by others. Am I free to leave what I've created? Have I found freedom in all of the things that I now possess or that possess me? In my own life, to the degree that I understand myself, allows me to have clarity in my expression and not need to think of the consequences of the future of what I may lose by being myself, in fear of finding loneliness, as it may have happened to me previously. So in my life, is my freedom determined by the place that I've got to, or is it provided in the choice that I have at any particular moment to find fulfillment in a way that serves me at this particular point in time? Can you truly make a promise to anyone else? Is those promises that you're making to yourself available in there, but do they come with a condition that the greatest promise I'm making is to myself in honoring of who and what I am, and in the same time providing a space for other people to be able to do the same? As I become caught up in someone else's commitment, As I commit to that myself, do I then expect them to be committed in the same way? That if I'm going to put this in, so should you. How do we unconsciously create these restrictions in our life? If I am not free to go, am I free to be? Something to consider in your own life and start to recognize, but the very nature of this doesn't mean reacting to, well, that's it, I'm not doing this anymore and I'm out of here. It's about starting to recognize in our own life, our own expressions and the things that actually enliven us in a very different way to anyone else. And start to embrace those and honor those and bring those forward as a part of what we are. The deeper expression and exploration into the energetic self of what you are, however you want to define that. And it should not be defined. It is only your relationship with it that defines it. It doesn't need a word. It's not meant to be measured, defined. It is an experience that's ongoing and evolving at every particular point in time. As we start to move beyond the definitions of a physical world, and we start to recognize and get back to the natural rhythms of where our intelligence comes from, our energetic space, from that which is undescribed, that which is unknown within us, that we start to bring attention to so we can start to work in and from those rhythms, rather than becoming caught up in the tangible nature of what we can see, touch and feel, and what other people can understand and accept of us. The exploration of our own life is about being able to traverse the darkness and being able to traverse and step into the unknown, being able to become at ease with the very disconnected parts of what we are, to recognize that we have all of those expressions within us. It's not to fix them, but to become at ease with them. It's exactly what we're sharing and moving through as a starting point, immediate Zen. Going through the quantum eights. The very nature of this is about coming into your own authentic expression in a way that best serves you. So just consider, if I'm not free to go, am I actually free where I am? Love to hear your thoughts on this, love to hear your experience with it, but until we meet again on the inside, enjoy you.